listening to the Fox and Raven podcast.
Welcome to the Fox and Raven podcast. KOS isn't with us today, but it's J Tune here, joined with a special guest. We got J Hov in the building.
What's good, champ, my boy?
Man, so yeah, you've been making moves out there, man. I've been seeing a lot of stuff go down. You doing modeling, acting, music videos, man. You've been on it out there.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, good looking man. Yeah. It's crazy because all this shit that came to me is stuff that I never really pursued or in my life in general. You know what I mean? And it's funny because I realize now, like, if you notice, most dreams that people chase, they never get them. And it kind of worked on the contrary for me, where I didn't pursue it and it came to me, and I'm just taking advantage of it. But yeah, man, it's been beautiful, man. I tell you one thing: the hype is not the same as being on this side of the camera as it is watching it from the TV.
Yeah,
that shit all hype.
Yeah, no, it definitely can be. But I mean, at the same time, that could be, chalked up to, what people would call fate and shit like that. I mean, if you look at the directions that you go, I mean, because man, for people that don't know, me and you go back, and stuff we always talked about is one of the biggest reasons what we started doing together, as a matter of fact, is we both our first like form of media working together was music, and it was about words, it was about a message, and it was always like we were never like, damn, I want to be famous to be rich. It was always like, I want to be famous to have a audience, like to have a voice, to use my voice to make changes that other people who have the voice aren't making. You know what I mean?
Oh, straight up. I concur fully. And it's crazy if you notice how the key thing you said was music is what brought us, around each other. And just kind of getting on that same vibration, the same frequency we was on. Granted, we was younger, so we was making music that we kind of, subconsciously kind of heard. I mean, we heard, but subconsciously we kind of mimicked the style of just shooting, gun, typical.
Right.
But then that wasn't us. We still had deep shit we talked about.
Yeah.
But you got a starting point somewhere, and look where we at now, where it's like, damn, we two different. Like, if we was a battle rap our old self, man, we would fucking murder. we had some bars in our old shit, though. We got some bars in our old shit, though.
And that's what was tight about our old shit, though, is even though, like, we were talking about that basic shit, I mean, where we lived, it is part of our culture in a sense. But at the same time, also, is we didn't just do it directly to fuck this person, fuck bitches, get money, kill motherfuckers. There was always punchlines, metaphors. There was always some kind of, there was creativity behind it. It wasn't just for the sake of being violent.
Hey, as soon as you said, all right, I'm about to start from the top.
I know. I was like, so what I was saying, and then the screen went black. I'm like, motherfuck. That was funny, but just to repeat what I said before, it's like, yeah, in the sense of that shit, growing up where we grew up, it was, like part of the culture. But then at the same time, it wasn't like we were just blindly saying like violent shit for the sake of it. We always had metaphors, punchlines. We had creativity behind, every bar. So there was also that, just on top of, before we got, more like matured and started looking into the shit that we were looking into. I remember you got me hooked on that series of industry videos, man. And I was like binging on that shit for like a straight 40 hours, man. I was like, I wasn't sleeping and shit. I'm sitting there just going right down that fucking rabbit hole, man. And people talk about that shit now. Like, oh, I'm deep. I do this research. I'm in the rabbit hole. Motherfucker, I was in that rabbit hole fucking 15 years ago.
Yeah. To where it don't even affect me the same no more. Like, I'm so, man, like the level of understanding is so much. And again, just like you said, the more you knew, the more you found out that you didn't know. Like, I'm gonna get lost in this bitch, getting just led down a whole nother. But yeah, man, it's funny though, we tapped into shit way back then that surfacing now, and that shit kind of old. Like, I can't get excited no more like I used to back then because we was on it already, That's what I'm saying. Especially when people try to argue with me about it, it's like, oh man, you're like, you still at the surface. You got a long way to go to get to that iceberg. Hey, and not only that, but motherfuckers don't know your stories though.
Yeah,
you have. We can probably talk about those, but shit, the stories you have, like shit.
I know, and I try to, I was on a podcast with this one dude. I don't know, you know who Robert Frank is?
Nah.
He do these videos where he's like shirtless in his car and he's like yelling at the camera and shit. So he's like a bit. You probably seen the shit. I'll send you one of his videos. But I was on his podcast like a few weeks back, and you know, he's like one of them people like where he's diving into the shit. And it was like I was on the podcast. There was so much shit I wanted to say, man. I was like, I want to tell you, I was working for this company. I saw this and I heard this, and it's like, man, if like I can't even say all that shit. You know, I had people like on my ass for that for a while, dog.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I bet you if you said something, you wouldn't be here talking to me right now.
Exactly. Because he over the 1 million mark on his little followers and views and all that shit. So
oh, word?
Yeah, he's like a big dude out there. He's like on Instagram and stuff and YouTube. So he's like up there. So I was like, yeah, if I don't want to say the wrong shit at the wrong time to the wrong person, you know what I mean? if that shit's gonna get leaked and I'm gonna get assassinated, that shit's gonna happen on my fucking podcast. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. So what projects you've been working on? What's your latest or your little highlights? What some shit that people may not know? Because I post on the page, man. I share the stories, like, but a lot of people might not know where you've been, what you've been doing.
Yeah, hey man, in the past week I've done 3 gigs. I did one for Johnny B Hairline, and when I got some hairstyling joint, and I did a music video last night. And I can't say who I did it for because the shit ain't dropped, but it's gonna be out Tuesday, so maybe I could tap in with you Tuesday.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I did one last week on Sunday, and I don't know if I can say that either because we signed the NDA. Yeah, I can't say that one either. But
what have you?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say what have you done that you could talk about that's out already that people could go watch right now?
All right. Oh man, I've done a lot of music videos in which I wasn't really seen in them too, but I was in Eminem Godzilla music video. Oh, I did Yellow Beezy and Young Thug Headlock.
That was the boxing one, right?
Yeah, the boxing joint. But it's funny because I don't know if that shit got taken down. I looked it up recently, and I don't know what's the deal on that shit. But I got to train with one of these Asian guys named Arnold Chan, I believe his name is. He's a UFC trainer. He trained Tyron Woodley, trained everybody. If you see if he bald headed, you'll recognize him. And I trained with him, learned a lot of shit from him. I've done this shit called 24 Dates. It's kind of like The Bachelorette. We're still waiting for that shit to come out. I was on Westworld.
For real?
I was on Westworld, man. I'm on shit that I don't even watch. Like, a little sidebar, huh?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh my bad. A sidebar. This for people that's listening, man. Like, I remember hearing all the cliches, like, "Oh, you can do this too. You can be this." And I might want to hear that bullshit. Like all the old adages and all the cliches become true only when you realize who you are. It's not about like you playing basketball. Everybody can't be a center. Everybody can't be the point guard. You gotta just kind of find your position and then make it work for you. You know what I mean? You gotta play to your strengths. Yeah. Instead of trying to compare and find other people's strengths. I mean, all this shit cliche, man. You can say it 1,000 different times. Like, it's nothing new. But when somebody gets somewhere where they can touch something that's within reach of you as well, then it becomes more personal, and then you can listen to it more. But when you got somebody telling you this shit who a millionaire, like, you can't relate to that. It's so far, you know what I mean? It's just so far away.
And let's be real, a lot of the times when a millionaire fucking says it's to pitch something and promote something that they got upcoming. It ain't genuine. Like, sometimes it is, but a lot of the time it's not. It's like, I got this movie coming out. I got this thing coming out. I'm going to say some shit to inspire people, become that face. And then, people go watch my shit because, I can appreciate that. I like his personality. Maybe I wasn't going to watch that movie before, but because he said all these positive things, I'm going to go check it out.
Right. Hey, key thing you just said, I was just told this shit yesterday on the shoot. And on the first shoot I ever did on BJ Chicago Kid's shoot, where I talked to the director and he was like, "How long you been doing this for?" I'm like, "Shit, like, this is my first day." He's like, "Your first day?" I'm like, "Yeah." He said, "Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you." He said, "Your personality is gonna get you further than anything." And then I talked to the director yesterday. He told me the same thing. He said, "Man, your character, man," he said, "she gonna get you far." He said, "That's all it is in this." And it goes to show, man, like they say, man, it'll get you farther than money. But that's not just in this field. That's being a human in general. Like, it's not like we turn into monsters on the set or we turn into animals and it's only applicable to the set. Like, nah, this shit is this is it's a universal law. Like, nigga, just have some fucking respect and it gets you far. Like, how I don't see any other way. So I like, man, but also I'm not sure if I tapped in on this earlier, but being on this side of the camera is definitely more it's weird because for me to be on this side, like I can see both sides now to where people take this shit two ways. Either you run with it, like, damn, I'm on the side of the camera, or it's like, damn, this shit is not even that. It's like whatever. It's really no in between on this shit. It's like, damn, either you like, damn, I'm here, or like, damn, this shit, it's whatever. You know what I mean? And that's how I feel. Like, it's dope to be. But dude, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I don't care. You know what I mean? Like shaking these motherfuckers' hands, saying what's up. I don't give a fuck about none of y'all because I just don't. I don't got a reason to. I just don't.
You don't need a fucking reason because fuck y'all. That's why. But
I can feel that vibe, man, and just. I mean, but hey, but on the contrary, just being honest, I get it too. Being a human, like, dude, I can't please every fucking body I meet. Like, I get tired too, so I get those things. But then again, first impression, like, I don't. If I meet you for the first time, I don't know you had a bad week, motherfucker. I just know you got an attitude with me right now. I ain't got time to pick it. You know what I mean? So I get it, man. I get it.
I mean, you have to. It is, and that's general human being shit too. Is I can be understandable, but I'm also not gonna go out of my way to cater to your fucking feelings every day.
right, yeah, exactly. That's facts.
So, yeah. So what was the big thing, I guess, that got you into the because shit, I think you were modeling before you were doing the music videos, right?
Yeah. Hey, check this shit out. This is how divine timing this shit is. Like I said, I wish I could explain all the intricate, minute things that happened leading up to this shit, because it wasn't like, oh, I just did this and it just came. Hell no. I remember I got fired from my job, in which I got fired from my job 3 years into which I started the job. And then I'm sitting around, my boy go to a psychic, and I get brought up in a psychic reading in his reading. I'm like, what the fuck? I ain't never been to no psychic. And he's like, hey, check her out. I'm like, I don't know. So one day I'm sitting in my car. I had a quarter. I'm depressed and shit. I think it was like January of 2018 or 17. No, 18. And I remember flip the coin. I said, if this shit land on his, I'm gonna hit up the psychic. I flipped the coin. It landed on his, and I hit her up. And she answered back, but then she didn't. I'm like, yeah, when can I come? And she didn't answer me. I'm like, man, she bullshitting. That was on a Monday. Then a Wednesday came by, and I was in the garage, and I think I had a nickel. I said, I'm gonna flip this motherfucker. This is the last time. If it lands on his, I'll hit her up. If not, I'm done. I flipped the fucking nickel. It landed on his. I hit her up. Boop, I go. Long story short, I go to her. She reads me like, man, like no other. And she tells me like, she's like, it's your fact me like, look, man, like just try acting. The shit is in your path. And I said, what about modeling? And she said verbatim, she said modeling is in your path. You get time and then you'll quit. I said, quit? I said, hell no, because I'm not no fucking quitter. I mean, I quit some jobs and shit. But
yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not a quitter. So then I take the last $200 I had, literally like every else cliche story, had $200 left. Yeah, so I go get this modeling done. Literally, maybe a couple weeks after that, I do another modeling gig. Then I meet the photographer, comes to my house, and then he tells me about a networking thing that Friday. But at that time, I was dating this girl. We were supposed to go to Big Bear. The Big Bear shit fell through the same day, in which old boy's like, hey, let me know. I got this networking thing. I'm putting you on the list anyway. I'm like, all right, I'm going to let you know. The Big Bear shit canceled, so I go to this networking thing. Only 15 motherfuckers show up. But it was like at a dope venue. I meet two people. I meet this lady who made this movie called Children of the Matrix. And you can Google that. It was made in the 80s. And yeah, Children of the X-Files. I'm sorry, my bad. Children of the X-Files. My bad.
Okay.
And her name is Clara O'Donnell. She had a husband. I forgot his name. I think Stephen O'Donnell or something. And she reads my palm. Literally reads my palm. She's like, you know, you're going to be rich and famous one day. I'm like, for real? And I shit you not. The whole night she walked around with her hands behind her back. She's like a white lady from Russia. Like a cute little old lady. Had to been like 70. Hella cool. And I'm like, all right. She's like, remember I told you? I'm like, all right. So then after that, during that place, I meet the director of the movie I was in called Level 3. lied to him and told him that I've been acting for a couple of months or whatever, and I ended up getting the gig with him as a as one of the only dudes on his movie, on his Amazon Prime movie, and that's what kind of started everything from there. Lying, man. But I also did some put some work in.
Hey, fake it till you make it, man.
Yeah. Me, I did the opposite, made it, then I faked it, my brother. So, oh yeah, but yeah. But the craziest thing of all, man, what I realized when I was 5, I was a ring bearer for Babyface in his wedding when I was 5. Bumped into him again when I was 19, and I had no passion to do acting, modeling. I don't even like attention like that, you know. I just like helping people, and that's everything else. But honestly, this shit is gonna put me in a position to where, like you said, with the music where I can voice myself. I've literally utilized every talent that I've had besides cutting hair. I've done everything through acting. I've utilized my sign language already. I've utilized my boxing. I've utilized my rapping skills. Like it's crazy. All my talents, I literally utilized them. So
yeah, that's dope though.
Yeah, man. Like I said, if you can draw, you don't have to just be an artist. You know what I'm saying? You are artistic, so use that shit in an artistic way, whatever field that encompasses. It's not just being a, you know what I mean? I cut hair. I like art too, and I can cut hair. I can draw. I can, little things.
For people that are listening and shit, like who, how, that's another thing you'll hear from a lot of people too is, I like to help people. I don't care about the fame. I don't care about this. I don't care about money. I just want to help people. I want to, do shit. And just so people could get, a background of you a little bit is like, yeah, you did, you learned sign language. You've helped disabled kids. You worked at a place in Long Beach for autistic, disabled, all kind, you like a caretaker and shit. Yeah, like and in any platform, you never go around talking about, like, I've seen the shit that you do for people because, like I was do that. You do those things, and it's like I've seen those things, and it's like you're never putting that shit in nobody's face. Even when you just say, "Oh, I want to help people," you ain't dropping examples. Like you just say this genuinely because that's the kind of person you are. But you've done these things, worked with these people, and you still do your own shit. You pursue the career that you're pursuing, but you've done these things along the way, and you don't expect kudos for that shit. You're not doing that for part of the, you should, I'm a good person because I've done this and this and this. It's not this shit. You ain't said, no, I'm not that I'm a good person or that I've done these things. I just like helping people. You know what I mean? So just for a little bit of background, because, anybody could say that shit. I want to help people. I like doing this. Yeah. Some people watching the shit know, like we just said, the only time somebody says some motivational shit is when they want some attention. But in your case, I was there to witness that shit is true. And you ain't gonna speak it for yourself because you ain't that kind of person, but motherfucker, I'll say it.
I know, real shit. Hey, good looking, my boy. Yeah, it's funny, man, because I've never been that. Like, honestly, to be 100, I don't know how to give to myself, and that's the main reason why. Because I don't know how. Even if I wanted to be like cocky, I don't know how. Because I don't know how to do for me any fucking way. So it'll look fake even if I tried. And like I said, I got a handicap tattoo because, like, I have a handicap tattoo on my arm just because I care that much. And I forget I have the tattoos. People have pointed out to me, like, oh, you got a handicap tattoo? I'm like, oh shit, I forgot. Because it's the norm for me, like, to help motherfuckers. Like, that's
right.
normal. If I don't help somebody, then I'm like, damn, something off. It's not.
Yeah, you inspired me to get that same shit.
Oh yeah, hey, facts. Hey, my boy.
Yeah. I got that same shit because I was volunteering at the LA Children's Hospital around then, and I saw that shit when you had. I was like, man, that's fucking dope. I was like, I want that shit. I was like, I'm getting that shit.
That's sick, yo. Oh, that's beautiful, man. And like you said, it ain't for no attention. I don't give a fuck. Like, again, it's crazy because when you look at attention, literally, like, especially with women, dude. I mean, shit, I ain't gonna just be subjective and say women. I mean, prejudice and say women. I say men too. But for people who are attention seekers, yo, literally, when you think about it, it does nothing. It might boost your morale, boost your mood a little bit, you boost your ego, but then, like, literally, that's it. It doesn't turn it into anything tangible. You know what I mean? It's not like gold comes with it. It's like, damn, like, it's just attention. Motherfuckers are just looking at you. That's it. Like, whoop-de-doo. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get the hype behind that shit. So it's like, I don't care about it enough. But literally, I shit you not, every chance I can get when I'm in the well, I don't even want to speak about that, but I do want to address what you just said. It's crazy too. Like it's now this is how the world works. How somebody can flood their Instagram, YouTube with jewelry and all this shit, right? And that's totally okay. But let somebody do something good and then show it. Now they're showing off.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
How does that work? How does that work? Because I'm showing, like, remember, you influence people, dude. So if I'm out there rocking jewelry and shit, that's what people are not gonna say, fuck that jewelry, I'm gonna go help somebody. No, they're gonna see exactly what I'm doing. So if I'm out there helping people, it will spark people helping people. Like, I don't get how does that get turned into something negative. I don't get it. And it's funny too, because you said it too. People think like, oh, he's showing off. Like, showing off, motherfucker, I'm showing love. Like, how is that the opposite? I don't get that shit.
Well, and that's what they call them too, right? They call them internet YouTube influencers or Instagram influencers. If you want to influence some people, influence them to do some positive shit. Now, that being said, the thing that I don't agree with is there are YouTubers and shit that'll walk up and hand, you know, they'll talk to like a homeless dude and be like, yo, we'll give you $10 if you film this video. And then they it's the video of them handing like a stack of 10,000 to a homeless person. And then once the camera's cut, here's the $10 we agreed on. That's fucked up. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So when it comes to those kinds of things, what I do is it's the same thing. I understand, like, you know, I love seeing people help people. I don't give a fuck if it's filmed or not, but really be helping them. Like, don't only look like you're helping them for the sake, you know, and it's the same shit. Like, you know, there's so much like territory that comes with that, because it's like, even with rich people, like, you know, oh, they donate to, you don't know that these motherfuckers ain't donating. Why don't you donate some of your fucking money to some shit? Like the same, at least the same percentage. Oh, well, he got more money than me. Yeah. But if you're asking him to take a percentage, let's say 1% of his money and donate it to something, how many times have you taken 1% of your money and donated it to something? You know, it's always the people with the big ass mouth saying that people don't do enough, or they're only doing it for attention, that wouldn't do the shit anyways.
That part. There we go. Yeah, that part right there.
So let me be walking around. Yeah, so let me be walking around, and I got, you know, like, and this shit that I've done, you know, I didn't film, I didn't record, but I was it was 4th of July a few years back when I was still living over there in Carson, and there was I did like a little show at Hermosa Beach for 4th of July, and I got paid a good little amount of money, you know what I mean? And there was this homeless dude. He like rode up on a bike. I was with like a group of people, and we were all talking. Homeless dude came up. You could tell he was homeless. You know what I mean? But he had a bike. He was super positive dude, real, you know, like upbeat and shit, talking to us. Oh, you know, we had a good conversation. Not one time did this dude ever ask for money. He didn't ask for money, not a single time in that conversation. And then at the end of it, he told everybody bye. Like, all right, man, I'll see y'all. Y'all take care. And I asked him, you know, I was like, well, where you heading? He's like, I live down here, you know, whatever. I stay on the, you know, the street or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay. So there was this little steakhouse. I went and bought dude 2 like full steak meals and shit. Came out to like $80. And, you know, gave it, dude, you know, I handed it to him, and dude started crying and shit. And he was like, man, he's like, that's crazy. He's like, you didn't have to do that. He's like, I would have been fine with some McDonald's. And I was like, you know what, bro? I was like, I had a good fucking night tonight. I had a good night tonight. I made money. I was like, you know, you seem like a genuine person. I was like, what the fuck is this money going to do for me? You know, like this shit going to feed you, make you happy tonight. It's like, I'm going to blow this shit on something anyway in the next couple weeks. So it's like, what's the difference if it, you know, ends up in my stomach or your stomach?
Damn, that's beautiful, yo.
And it's like, you know, I didn't go around telling everybody, oh, I bought this.
Yeah, and that's dope. But see, even then, I feel like that'd be dope for somebody to hear that story too. Like, you know,
yeah.
So I feel you on people not seeing it, but I think it'd be dope for somebody to hear that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even if somebody would have seen it.
Or you know what? But you know what? You made a good point. It's the approach on how they do it. Like, do like an inspirational week, and then throw like motivational things in one thing, so it's not like you
right
brag about it, you know.
And don't do it because you did something wrong, and then you trying to make up for it by, you know, doing something positive, because that's a big thing too with, you know, quote unquote influencers and shit.
Oh, facts. Yeah, that's facts. That's facts.
And that's what fucking actors too. Shit, they fuck up and do something wrong. Oh, all of a sudden they donated $100K to some fucking charity or some shit.
Oh man, I'll make them niggas do some push-ups. Like, you go start
Straight up.
go work.
Yeah, man. But so what?
My phone might die like 4%. Just a heads up.
That's cool. We'll wrap it up real quick. But just oh, well, you have anything coming up like soon? Like I know you just did 2 video shoots you can't talk about. We'll probably, we'll do a follow-up episode so you can talk about those. Anybody watching, go to my Instagram at Fox and Raven ENT, follow his Instagram. Yours is Hov Forward, right? And I'm gonna link them. I'm gonna link them, and then
yes, sir.
Yeah, so I'm gonna link them, and so I'll be posting as soon as the shit drop. They'll be on the Fox and Raven page. They'll be on his page. But you got anything upcoming that you
Yeah, man. Honestly, man, God got a whole stage for your boy. I just gotta wait it out, man. But no, I don't have nothing in like that I can see. But oh man, I got a whole lot of shit coming, man. God willing. But for sure, mark my words, man. I'm gonna be something as far as like, and I don't care about the fame part, but I'll be known for my heart. At the end of the day, no matter where I'm at, like I'm gonna be helping homeless people, people with disabilities. If I can get some in the music video with me, that'd be dope. Like I want to do something different, man. So like it's a quote that says, "If you ain't helping, you ain't working, man." So shit, my hands.
Yeah, I feel that. And you and I still want to, once this COVID shit is over and done with, at least enough, I still want to do a yacht club video.
Oh, and I got a camera for it.
And so yeah, man, everybody, I'm just gonna pop this up on the screen right here. Go check out. We're gonna do some more music together too, but I think this is the latest thing that me and you did that we released.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, man. So everybody, make sure you go check this shit out. Shout out to my boy Hov right here for stopping by. Well, this episode will be out whenever you guys are listening to that motherfucker.
Hey, salute my boy. Much love to you, Tune. You already know we've been through the dirt, so
already.
Yes, sir. My brethren.
Yeah, but all right, man. Stay up. Be safe out there, bro.
Oh yeah, you too, my boy. Much love, champ. And hey, anytime you need me on the episode, man, I'll try to get on the episode at a shoot one day too. Get some live action.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Because I could live stream from here too, from all of my other Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. I could live stream all that shit I just didn't want to do it because I wanted to see how the connection was working. But yeah, we definitely gonna do a follow-up. Definitely gonna have more of these on. So make sure everybody who's watching stick around.
Yes, sir.
We'll wrap this up, and all y'all stay sly as a fox and fly as a raven.
Yes, sir. Yay.